Let me start by making an admission. When my colleague asked me to do the closing remarks of this event, I felt a bit uneasy. And I felt a bit uneasy because I am probably one of the few people, at least within this room and within the permanent representation, that I still use this, which is called a pen. And I still use this, which is called a paper, on which we write with a pen. Between us, I do have a pad as well, an iPad. I'm also one of the few people within the representation that I do not tweet. That's an admission, and I'm not ashamed of it. I think Petros gave me some good reasons to keep resisting. I don't know for how long, but at least he gave me reasons to resist for a couple of more weeks before I...
When you go on, I will show you.
So that's why I felt a bit uneasy. But I was looking around. Many of you are using your pens and papers. So I said to myself, oh, go ahead, do it. It's not as bad as you think. Well, I am one of those people that feel that modern technology and the internet have indeed opened unprecedented challenges and opportunities to every single individual that have access to them. In a way, modern technologies and the internet have democratized access to challenges and opportunities, but also to knowledge and to dreaming. Decreased the size of our planet and did away with physical and mental barriers and borders. As to whether these technologies, including the internet, are a positive or a negative development in human history and civilization, well, this is a non-relevant question anymore. Like all human inventions and instruments, modern technologies are as good or as bad as their users intend them to be. Well, according to the information gathered by my colleagues and handed over to me before I arrived, there are 160 million blogs somewhere out there. I was never able to understand where is out there. Over 327 million people view more than 2.5 billion pages. And then I thought, oh my God, I'm not one of them. 41.7 million Europeans are regular users of social networking sites. The numbers by themselves are more than impressive and indicative of the changes in our daily behavior and way of life. The Cyprus presidency of the Council of the European Union, fully realizing the role and potentials of bloggers, has organized this meeting today in order to bring some of you together. I can understand if there are so many million bloggers out there, it couldn't be possible to get everyone here. The effort was to try and find ways of how to connect European blogosphere, and I do admit that this is the first time I saw this word when they wrote it for me. So the effort was to connect you with the Cyprus presidency. The challenge is how to connect European bloggers with Cypriot ones, and also endeavor to identify the potentials that the blogs represent in mobilizing the society and influence the decision-making processes. As a presidency, we fully recognize your role in making the European citizen more aware and better informed about the European process. And this meeting is an evidence of our appreciation for your role. Today, blogs are being used for all sorts of purposes. We've heard you referring to the role you would like to play. Companies use blogs to communicate and interact with customers and other stakeholders. Newspapers incorporate blogs to their main website to offer a new channel for their writers. Individuals that create blogs to share with the world their views, their opinion, and their expertise on specific topics. And if I interpreted right what I've heard, this is what most of you would like to be. Individual people that would like to pass on your views, opinions, and expertise, and in a way ring bells to the outside world. Blogs, I think, that represent today a social phenomenon that is constantly changing and evolving. And at least until that stabilizes, I might not join one of you. What was true about blogs 2 years ago might not be the case anymore. The internet is changing very fast. So a phenomenon in constant evolution presents new challenges and new opportunities. Today we began looking at blogs in a different way. This meeting was more useful to us, perhaps, in a way, than it was to you. It provided an opportunity to begin better understanding the reality of the European blogosphere and be able to start laying the foundations for the establishment of a better collaboration for the benefit of the European society. I will not elaborate on the conclusions reached during the debate. You've done it very well, so I will spare you a repetition. I would like to point out the fact that the Cyprus presidency of the Council has set as a guiding target to work towards a better Europe. A Europe that, inter alia, is more relevant to its citizens. A Europe that has at the center of its policies the European citizen. A Europe that would effectively contribute to sustainable growth and social cohesion. A Europe working on the basis of solidarity. In this general effort to pull the European Union out of its current crisis, reinstate its role in the international scene, and ensure a better quality of life for the European citizen, we would need all the assistance we could get. And we do think that you, bloggers, do have a role to play in informing, in providing the possibilities to our citizens to better understand the European process, in making us better understanding the palm of the European citizens. We are, on behalf of the Cyprus representation, I would like to thank you for your participation in today's event, and I wish you a safe trip back to your homes. As for us, we will remain committed to being transparent, open to positive and negative criticism, and willing to pursue our cooperation that just commenced so successfully today. Thank you very much.